I was in San Francisco, Candlestick Park. If I hadn't held on, I would have been on the floor. I mean, it was that. People were running down the aisles because there were pieces of concrete falling from the top of the ballpark. And I just remember people being extremely polite. Cracks in street. There was a huge piece of concrete that was out, I think, on the approach to the bridge. Businesses collapsed, buildings collapsed. Houses on the marina just turned to mush and collapsed, and people died in that. So yes, I mean, we live in an area where there are earthquakes. Things have to be earthquake-proof. My concern was I wanted to get out, get to my car, get to my kids. The Bay Bridge collapsed. Yeah. The pictures are just horrendous. There's pictures of roads that are just split in half. Without paying for it, you're bound to repeat the same thing. I wanted to check on my family.
I was driving on the freeway coming back from Oakland, and I'd just gotten off the freeway not far from the cypress structure that collapsed. Looked around the apartment, I saw stuff had fallen over, the refrigerator had moved from the wall like several feet, things were on the ground. And then just as I said that, there was a huge aftershock. I had heard that the cypress structure in Oakland, which is a double-decker freeway, 2 miles long, that I had like driven on millions of times, had collapsed. The entire 2 miles had collapsed. And when definitely a devastating time for infrastructure in the Bay Area. Our infrastructure has been grossly neglected for decades. Taking any money away from that would be a mistake. You can't neglect decades and decades of work that needs to be done. It's the reality of maintaining, good infrastructure in a society that we want to be reasonably safe.
The building I was in moving, and this is big. I should get out of the building. This big ballroom. And he was a story up in the sound booth doing something, and there was a glitter ball hanging down, and he said it was flying back and forth like a volleyball through the whole time. We're going to continue to have earthquakes, and we need to do everything we can. It's a necessity.